There's a small town in Germany where, for almost 70 years, people would glance down at your shoes before deciding whether they were allowed to talk to you. Wrong brand. And you couldn't marry them, drink with them, or shop in their stores. The town even had a nickname, the town of bent necks, because everyone was permanently looking down at everyone else's feet. And this entire 70-year civil war started because of two brothers who fell out and refused to speak to each other ever again. Those two brothers founded Adidas and Puma. This is how a family argument became two of the biggest companies on Earth. Stick around. Meet the Dassler brothers. Rudolf, born 1898, loud, charming, a natural salesman. And Adolf, Adi, born 1900, quiet, obsessive, happiest tinkering with a shoe in silence. On paper, they were the perfect team, the showman and the craftsman. After fighting in the First World War, they came home to a sleepy Bavarian town called Herzogenaurach, and in 1924 started making shoes together in their mother's laundry room. They called it the Dassler Brothers Shoe Factory. Adi designed, Rudy sold. And their goal was simple and, at the time, a little strange: put their shoes on the feet of actual athletes. That one idea was about to make them famous and plant the seed of everything that went wrong, because the athlete strategy worked spectacularly. The brothers got their shoes onto competitors, and when those athletes won, the whole world saw it. The peak came at the 1936 Berlin Olympics, when Adi reportedly loaded a suitcase with his spikes, drove to the Olympic Village, and personally convinced American sprinter Jesse Owens to wear them. Owens went on to win 4 gold medals, in Dassler shoes, in front of the entire planet. Business exploded. By the late 1930s, they were selling around 200,000 pairs a year, and Dassler shoes were becoming the ones serious athletes actually wanted. Two brothers, one laundry room, now a serious company. The showman and the craftsman had done it. But somewhere in here, the cracks started. Nobody knows the exact spark, and that's almost the point. It wasn't one dramatic betrayal, it was a slow accumulation. Two very different personalities forced to share control, wives who reportedly couldn't stand each other, arguments over who deserved credit for the success, all pressure cooked inside one family business in one tiny town where they also lived under the same roof. The truth is that a lot of family businesses run on a fragile peace, everyone tolerating everyone because the money's good. And war has a way of shattering fragile peace. During the Second World War, there's a story that has become the symbol of the whole feud, and I want to be honest. The exact details are disputed, but every version circles the same event. As Allied planes flew over, Adi and his wife climbed into a bomb shelter where Rudy and his family were already hiding. Adi muttered something about the bombers, reportedly along the lines of, "The dirty bastards are back again." He almost certainly meant the planes. But Rudy, sitting in the dark, took it as aimed at him and his family, and he never let it go. That's it. That may genuinely be the moment, a misheard sentence in a bomb shelter that neither brother would ever walk back. Things got worse from there. When Rudy was later detained, he became convinced Adi had informed on him to get rid of him. Adi believed Rudy had tried to do the same. The trust was gone, replaced by a bitterness so total that by 1948, the brothers agreed on only one thing. They were done. Forever. They split the Dassler company in two. And they split the town with it. Here's where the story turns from sad to genuinely strange. The brothers divided everything. The factory, the workers, even the town. Adi kept the original site and about 2/3 of the workforce. He renamed his company by mashing his nickname and surname together. Adidas, Adidas. Rudy took the rest, set up on the other side of the Aurach River, and after a false start called Ruda, landed on a punchier name, Puma, and the two brothers never spoke again for the rest of their lives. Now, here's the part that sounds made up. The feud didn't stay between the brothers. It swallowed the entire town of Herzogenaurach. Almost everyone worked for either Adidas or Puma, so the whole community picked sides. People only drank in the bar that matched their brand. Kids went to the right schools. You did not date, let alone marry, someone from the other company. That was the true scandal in this town. a mixed shoe marriage, and the shoe checking was real. Locals would glance at your feet before deciding how to treat you, which is how Herzogenaurach earned its nickname, the town of bent necks. There are stories of tradesmen deliberately wearing the wrong brand to Rudy's house just to wind him up, and Rudy marching them to the basement to put on a correct pair. But while the brothers were busy hating each other, something unintended happened. The rivalry made both companies better. Locked in a permanent war, each pushed to out-innovate the other. Adidas signed boxing legends like Muhammad Ali. Puma chased the Brazilian football stars. Two brothers trying to beat each other accidentally built two of the biggest sportswear giants in history, powered, essentially, by pure spite. The feud outlived them both. Rudy died in 1974, Ada in 1978, and in their final act of stubbornness, they were buried at opposite ends of the same town cemetery, as far from each other as the ground allowed. And the companies inherited the grudge. For decades, employees on Adi's side were reportedly forbidden from even saying the word Puma. They called it the other company across the river, like a name too cursed to speak. New hires learned the feud on day one. The brothers were gone, but the anger had been built into the walls. So what do we actually take from a 70-year war over shoes? Every other story on this channel has been about cold, calculated things. Manufactured scarcity, market share, the machinery of money. This one's different, and that's exactly why it matters. Because the single most consequential business decision in this entire saga wasn't strategic at all. It was emotional. A misheard sentence in a bomb shelter. Wounded pride that neither man could set down. Two brothers who were unstoppable together, the perfect salesman and the perfect craftsman, threw it all away rather than say sorry. And the wild irony is that their inability to forgive is the only reason we have both brands. Adidas and Puma exist because two men refused, for the rest of their lives, to have one conversation. That's the trap this story warns about. We like to imagine big companies rise and fall on spreadsheets and strategy. But underneath the suits, they're run by people. And people will torch a fortune to protect their pride. The most expensive decisions in business are almost never the rational ones. They're the ones made angry. And notice how small the spark was compared to the fire. Not a stolen fortune, not a company-ending betrayal, a sentence, possibly a misheard sentence. That's how grudges actually work. The trigger is tiny, but pride inflates it, time hardens it, and pretty soon neither person even remembers wanting to be right. They just can't remember how to stop. Two brothers spent 30 years, two companies, and one whole town proving a point that started as a misunderstanding in the dark. In 2009, decades after both brothers were gone, Adidas and Puma employees finally played a friendly football match together, and the town's long civil war was quietly, officially, laid to rest. Honest question for the comments. What's the pettiest grudge you've ever seen split a family or a friend group? No fortunes required. I just have a feeling some of yours rival the Dasslers.